Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm here with the British champion himself, Ekow Essuman. Ekow, told you a little story before we went on camera there that I remember you asked for me to do an interview with you maybe 3-4 years ago. We sat down, we did the interview, and you said, I want the English title. I mean, look at you now. Just explain everything to me. What the heck has happened in that time?
Well, a lot of hard work in the gym, a lot of late nights, early mornings, and just graft. And I got the English title and defended it. And then I signed back with Frank Warren, won the European title, and then came back for the British and Commonwealth as well. Defended it once now already, so just waiting on the mandatory next.
Kicking ass and taking names, as they say.
That's all. Yeah, that's the whole point of everything.
You said that you're waiting for the mandatory next. I take it you're 3 times defend that British title, win it outright, or if that bigger fight comes along, are you going to take it? But you seem like to me that you never. It seems to me that you're laid back. You're not in a rush for these big names, but you just fight whoever your promoter, whoever your manager, your coach puts in front of you. But are you going to go down that route, defend that British title 3 times and win it outright?
Well, I've spoken to my coach about it, and he'd very much like me to defend it 3 times. And to be honest, I would like to, because I love the belt. Like, it's just, for me, it's just different from the rest. But saying that, if the right opportunity showed its face, then I'd grab it with both hands as well, because that's just what boxing is. It's like, you can't mill about. And I've always said I'm not here just to be a number. I'm here to take over. So really, I want to just climb the ranks until world champion. So, like, that's the whole point. But I might seem laid back, but all it is I just want to, when I get to the top, I want it to be legitimate. I want to have legitimately fought my way to the top. I don't want it to be a case of, he's had a soft touch here and there, or he's had a soft touch all the way up, or I've picked an easy route. Like, do it the hard way, so at least I leave behind a legacy.
Tyrone Nurse and Chris Jenkins, they're not an easy route domestically, are they? I mean, Chris Jenkins is a quality fighter as well, so domestically, to win that British title, Commonwealth and English title, you haven't had it the easy, you have done it the hard way, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done it the hard way. We actually picked Tyrone Nurse for me to defend my English against for my voluntary, so it wasn't even mandatory, it was the voluntary. I wanted to send out a message, and that was the match where I learnt the most, and that probably meant the most at the time, aside from winning the actual British as well.
You talk about like getting yourself to the top. Before we talk about domestic, like the welterweight division, I just spoke to Darren Taylor just there. He has some nice words to say about you and stuff like that. But before we talk about the world level, the welterweight division, the 147-pound division is the most. It seems like it's always the most stacked. It seems like it's always had the most talent in it, from the Mayweathers, the Pacquiao's, Crawford, Spence's. Do you know what I mean? All these guys and stuff like that. So it's not going to be an easy route for you to get to that world title that you want, but you're ready for that, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, as an amateur, I was on Team GB. We was boxing like double Olympic champion. Or I was boxing double Olympic champions, world champions, you name it. And I am gonna replicate that as a pro. So I will be boxing at top level, and that's where I want to be. So I'm gonna stop at nothing to get there.
Why when people mention potential opponents for Conor Benn and David Avanesian and all these guys, why are you the forgotten man? Why does nobody mention your name? Why do you think that is?
Maybe it's a high risk, no reward situation. But I remember I had bumped into Conor Benn one time before my stablemate Derek Osazi won the Ultimate Boxer, and we had a little chat, and I said to him then, like, because he was going for the British at the time, and I said, well, if you're going for the British, you're going to have to go through me, because that's mine. Like, we will fight each other for the British, and lo and behold, well, he's not gone for the British, but I kept my word. So if he ever wants to come back to Britain, have a home showdown, I'm the British champion, so I'd be happy with the fight. I know Frank Warren said he'd be happy with the fight as well, so yeah.
Obviously, the different promoters and stuff like that is the thing, but it's still, your name isn't mentioned and stuff like that. Does it frustrate you when these people are talking about these big names that are doing that European sort of like level, that, you know, I'm talking about David Avanesian's, Conor Benn's and all these guys. Josh Kelly's moved up though, but your name isn't mentioned. Does it frustrate you, piss you off or whatever?
It's a case of, okay, my name's not mentioned yet. Well, I gotta keep just making noise with my fists until it is. So I make it so people don't have a choice but to mention me, don't have a choice but to fight me, and you can't really argue with that.
Definitely. Well, Conor Benn does have a fight against Chris Algieri, a former world champion down at 140 and stuff like that. What's your thoughts on that fight itself?
I think Conor Benn has been matched really well. He's been matched in a certain way to build his confidence. I don't think he's had a proper fight to test his mettle yet with a proper mover who can actually punch back. Not taking anything away from his opponents, but I just think he's not been matched in such a way that he's been fully tested yet.
Let's talk about the world level then. I mean, like I said to you, 147, that welterweight division, pound, you must be licking your lips to get these big names. It's sooner than later. I mean, Crawford's finally got his coming out party against Sean Porter at the end of the month and stuff like that. What a fight that is! You know what I mean? Is this, might be a dumb question, is this Crawford's toughest test? And how do you see the fight going?
I think it's definitely a great test for Crawford, and Porter's such a wicked boxing brawler. Like, it's just going to be an entertaining fight. Though saying that, I feel like he probably should have the edge over him because he's just so good at adapting. And once he adapts and makes those little changes, just he flips the whole match on its head, and next thing you know, he's just getting his arm raised.
When can we see you then? I mean, you want to defend that British title out 3 times and win it outright and all this sort of stuff, but surely you must be looking at that New York, that Vegas, and flying over to the States and fighting one of these top Americans out there, because these American guys in that 147 pound division are ruthless, they're badasses, to lack for a better word. I mean, you must be itching to get over there.
Yeah. I've told people what they can look forward to with me is just ultimate savagery. We're working on it. It's loading. Once it's loaded, then we can go across shores, and I'll do what I do. And yeah.
Ekow, one final word from yourself then. I mean, when can we see you? Obviously, will we see it before the end of 2021 or beginning of 2022?
From talking to my manager, I think I'll be out at the beginning of 2022. But it's just going to be entertaining fights.
You always are. Ekow, thank you so much for doing this for IFL TV. It's good to speak to you again. I mean, like from the first interview we did when you said I want the English title, for now winning all them titles and like being ranked so highly and stuff like that, man. Keep smashing it, keep doing what you're doing. I'll look forward to the next one.
Cheers. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you very much, Ekow. Thank you.